I recording? I am recording. Hello, and welcome to part 2 of my VSG journey. Welcome to my channel. I'm Quisha Umemba, and I normally don't do lifestyle type topics, but it's what's going on in my life, so I'm going to share that information. So if you have been following me, or if you watched last week's video, I talked about my experience going to Tijuana, Mexico, having weight loss surgery, which was the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, aka sleeve, aka VSG. And today I am exactly 14 days, 2 weeks post-op. And so I wanted to just come on really quickly and share how I'm doing, how I'm feeling, just how week 2 has been in this journey. So I'm going to talk about my healing. I'm going to talk about my energy levels. I'm going to talk about how I'm eating now. And I'm going to talk about things that, you probably, nobody really talks about. And things you should just kind of be aware of if this is something that you're considering. Now, if you want to know why I chose VSG, why I chose to go to Mexico and all of that other stuff, then watch last week's video. I'm not going to get into it today. I really want to just talk about how I'm healing and how I'm feeling as I've transitioned into week 2. All right, so healing. My incisions are closing. I have one that's kind of just, they're all really closed. They really don't bother me as much. There's one incision. No, it doesn't matter. You can Google it. You can, whatever Facebook group you're in, if you search one incision, there's going to be 101 posts that says, this darn one incision, it won't stop hurting, right? And so there's one incision. It's usually in the middle of your stomach. It's where they actually pull the stomach out, the 80% that they cut off. And it is a larger incision than the rest of them. And when they suture it, they actually suture it to the muscle wall of your stomach. And so it is sore. And so the first week was almost, I wouldn't say it was intolerable. You lay it in the bed or you sit up and you can definitely feel it. It feels like somebody kicked you in the stomach. If you turn a certain way, it feels like you're going to pull something or stretch something. It's not very comfortable. So I did end up going to Amazon, getting me a binder and wearing it most days. I can tell there's significant reduction in pain and tension in that suture. It is definitely still there. So I definitely still feel it. But it is not as bad as it used to be. Thank God for that. And so what I hear, it takes anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks for you to not feel that pain anymore. I think I wore my binder in the last 7 days, maybe once or twice, so it is getting better. But that's really the only pain that I feel as a result of the surgery, which is amazing, which is really, really good. So pain again, first day, horrible, reconsidering life. Why did I do this? But each day after that, for me, people are different. For me, has been significantly better. Energy-wise, I am a mover and a shaker, right? If you follow me, I am self-employed. I'm a public health entrepreneur. I am traveling and speaking a lot and doing a whole bunch of things. Honey, I have turned into a napping Nancy. Like literally, I can be active for about 3, 4, 5 hours max, and then I'm asleep for like 3 or 4 hours. The last 2 Sundays, I know people take like naps on Sundays. That is not me. I'm usually cleaning or planning for the week or doing something or reading or something. But the last 2 Sundays, I have taken 4-hour naps. Not to say they were not needed, right? But I have noticed that because I'm only getting 500 or 600, I think I actually got up to 800 calories one day, and it was pushing it, right? But because I'm not getting many calories, I don't have as much fuel and energy to be able to be as busy and active as I am accustomed to being. That has been a change that I knew. I knew going in, hey, it might take you 2 to 4 weeks to get your full energy level back. But it is something you have to get accustomed to, especially if you're just like a person that's like on the go and always doing something all the time. And I'm laying in bed and I'm like, get up, Quisha, do this, do that, do that. My mind is saying one thing and my body is like, nope, sit down. And so I'm my body takes precedence over everything right now because I am in this healing journey. I know I just had a major surgery 2 weeks ago, so I am trying to give myself grace and trying to listen to my body, but it's such a mental struggle because I just want to get up and move and do stuff. And speaking of moving, I am proud to say that last week I walked my dog twice. We did just 15-minute walks again. I'm not getting many calories. And then this morning we did a 30-minute walk because I was able to get about 800 calories yesterday. So we did do a 30-minute walk this morning. I don't want to push it though, so it's only if I can get at least 800 calories in that I'll try to do a walk the next day, provided that the weather I'm in Dallas, Texas, so provided that the weather is going to cooperate, because if it's like 78 or higher, I don't. If it's 77 or lower, then we'll definitely get our morning walk in. So I'm excited about that I at least have the energy to do that. Now, by noon, doing that walk, and now I'm going to be at the computer checking emails and doing stuff for a few hours. So by noon, it's a wrap. She is done. It's a wrap. And I'll be so happy when I get past that stage. But it just is what it is. So just be expecting that. I knew this was going to be a struggle of a month for me. So I'm technically on a sabbatical, right? I didn't take any meetings. I didn't take any new clients, any new projects, anything like that. The work that I'm doing is for a couple of clients that we have, that their projects are ending at the end of this month, right? So I thank God that I have the opportunity to do that. Now, if you're working, try to take your paid time off. Try to take your FMLA if you can. But I'm self-employed, so I just had to adjust my schedule and do the best that I could with my schedule. But yeah, so just be aware you're not going to be 100% as far as your energy level and being able to exercise and all of that. And speaking of exercise, my particular surgeon, all surgeons are different. My surgeon will not clear us to exercise until 60 days, 2 months. And so when I say exercise, like light walking, yes, we can do that, of course. When I say exercises, I'm talking about strength training, I'm talking about going to the gym, personal training, that type of stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing a lot of walking for a while, which is fine. It's my favorite thing to do anyway, is walking and hiking. But I am very much interested in doing some strength training, because strength training is what helps prevent the loose skin. And I have a feeling I'm going to have some loose skin. I'm already starting to see some areas as well, as I'm dropping weight significantly. So again, I'm not going to share how much weight I'm losing. That's only for close friends and family. And I don't want you all to be so hyper-focused on weight. That's probably another reason why I'm doing it. A lot of people are just tied to the scale. What the scale says, how can I put this and be sensitive at the same time? A lot of people are... they judge their self-worth by the number that's on the scale, or by the tag, the number of the tag that's on their clothes. Where for me, I really like to keep account of non-scale victories, because for me, being someone who's 5'10", and like I said in the first video, big boned, right? I've always had a kind of a thicker build and structure. Even when I was 250 pounds, I didn't look 250 pounds, right? So for me, the number on the scale has never really mattered. Now, my non-scale victories, I'm happy to share with you all. I can slide my rings on and off my fingers. Haven't had a manicure, don't mind those. I can cross my legs, which is something my husband said, I don't think I've ever seen you cross your legs. We've been together 8 years. My husband has never seen me cross my legs one time. So I'm just crossing my legs just because all day long now, okay? I have no plantar fasciitis pain. I have no pain in my knees, in my ankles, in my feet. My legs used to swell at the end of the day. Every time I reach my weight set point or go above that set point, that's something that's happened probably all of my adult life since I've been an adult. But they no longer swell at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, I sent a picture to my mom. I was like, my legs look like yours. Like I don't think I've ever seen my legs without extra fluid on them in like the last 10 or 15 years. It's unreal. Yeah, so it's just a whole bunch of things that I'm just trying to keep track of. And I would encourage you, if you're doing a weight loss journey as well, yeah, it's great to track on the scale. I do get on the scale every week. I got on there this morning. I was happy with the results. I'll get back on there again next Monday as well. But I'm tracking those non-scale victories, because if you ask me, the outcomes from the weight loss surgery, or the goal, are the non-scale victories. And the weight loss is just a side effect of that. So that's the way that I look at it. Okay, so how am I eating these days? Such a great question. So when you have a sleeve, your stomach holds about 2 to 5 ounces. I don't know. She left me with a very restricted pouch, honey. And restriction is one of those things where it's like, it's beautiful and it's horrible all at the same time. Because when you sit down in front of a meal and you're like, ooh, this looks so good, I want to eat it. And then you can eat 3 bites and that's it. It's like, why even go out to eat, right? Which I haven't, but I'm just saying, it's like, why even do all of this and cook all the food and do all the things? So I'm happy to announce that I have now progressed from a liquid diet to a puree diet. Now, I will be honest, I was supposed to be on the liquid diet until day 17. I'm on day 14. I did progress myself at day 10 to the puree diet because I felt that my stomach was healing enough. I finished my antibiotics. I could tell that I was able to drink and eat things easier. And as I started incorporating different things into my diet, applesauce, what else did I have? I have some egg whites one day, avocado, which is always one of my favorite things. And now it's just like even better. Like now I can just have avocado, salt, and pepper. It's like my favorite thing to eat. Not very high in protein, but it's so easy to eat now that I have such a restricted stomach. So now I'm on my soft diet. So I had salmon bites. You get them from Sam's. They're perfect. I tried to eat an ounce of salmon bites, which was like 5 little bites, and I could only eat 4, so my dog was happy to eat the other one. I've had refried beans. Of course, I have yogurt. I have, I'm trying to think of other things that I have soups as well. Sometimes I will put cream in the soup just to thicken it up a little bit. I had a little bit of sweet potato. I actually put it in one of my soups, and that made it really, really good and really thick. And I was able to get a little carb because I normally don't eat any kind of carbs. So I'm really enjoying the puree / soft food stage. And I'm just happy to finally be eating and chewing again. Now, I cannot take probably at the most 3 ounces, and it probably takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to get to the 3 ounce mark. What I've decided to do, and I think this is just a mind thing, you know, we see a plate, and it's like, you know, we have to eat all the food on that plate. So I have these very small, I actually should link it in the not show notes. I should link it in the comments below, or in the notes below. These really little plates, they almost look like children's plates, children's bowls. I think I mentioned I had like baby silverware and things like that. And so it's so small, and my 2 or 3 ounces of food is on there. So if I don't get through it, it's okay. Like I've ate most of the food that's on my plate. And so a lot of it is so mental, right? You just think you should be chewing and eating all the food on your plate, and trying to relearn or unlearn those things is really challenging. And so again, I'll say, like I said last week, this is not the easy way out. There's so many challenges that come with it, and so much learning and unlearning that comes with it. But ultimately, I certainly think it's worth the effort. And all of the challenges that you're going through to ultimately achieve the goal of becoming healthier and you know, losing weight and being smaller and just feeling better, because I do feel amazing. I hope you can tell from the energy levels. I really, really do feel amazing. So I'm not going to say what I wish I knew, but I'm going to say here are some things I'll share with you that you probably did not know. So I got a really bad allergic reaction after the surgery. I have an allergy to a couple of medications, but I also have an adhesive allergy. So like if I keep a Band-Aid for too long, I'll break out. If I get an EKG and one of the leads gets stuck on my body and I don't realize it till a day or two later or something, I'll tend to break out. I've never had an allergy or an allergic reaction as bad as I did for the surgery. Now my surgery, again, was like maybe 45 minutes, and they, of course, intubate you, so there's tape over your mouth, there's tape over your eyes, and there's surgical tape that is on my stomach, and sutures. I've never had an allergy to sutures. So I noticed the day after the surgery, I just thought I was sweating, like on my stomach and under my breast. And then it started itching like 2 days after the surgery. And then I noticed that there was little bumps coming out. I got a really, really bad allergic reaction to the tape, which ended up looking like a tape burn. It was so bad. And I got a really bad allergic reaction to the sutures. And so every suture, there was 4 laparoscopic incisions that were closed with sutures, and around each of the sutures were like all of these blisters and bumps, and they would weep, and it was ugly. It was so ugly. It was so gnarly. And I was worried, of course, because they're dissolvable sutures. So I'm like, as long as it's in my body, it's going to be there. So the surgeon was like, just take Benadryl by mouth, put Benadryl on it. It should be fine. And I started doing that. Every day it would get better and better and better. And I think I noticed it probably the worst the Friday after my surgery. So about day 5 post-op after the surgery. And then on Monday morning, I woke up and my top lip was just broke out in little bumps. And under my eyes were broke out in little bumps. And I mean, my nose is itching, my eyes are itching, my ears are itching, which they still itch at nighttime. And I'm like, okay, this is something else that's going on. because it's not just my stomach adhesive suture thing anymore. I also started noticing little raised red bumps coming across the sides of my abdomen. So at this point, I'm freaking out. So that's on a Monday. So Tuesday, I go ahead and go to my PCP. They give me 2 injections, 2 steroids. One's kind of short term, one's long term. So one will last for about 3 weeks. The other one will last for a few days. And they tell me to take Zyrtec in the morning, Benadryl at night. Okay, so 2 steroid injections, Zyrtec in the morning, Benadryl at night. I kid you not, 4 hours later, my entire stomach was clear. The bumps on the sides were gone. The rashes around the sutures, even the tape burns from the adhesive on the surgical tape even looked better. But I still had the bumps around my eyes. I still had the bumps on my top lip. I still was itching uncontrollably. So 2 days later, I went to urgent care and I said, hey, something is going on. I think it might be a food allergy, this, that, and the other, and put a plug in it. I'm going to tell you about the food allergies after weight loss surgery. And the nurse practitioner in urgent care said, actually, I still think it's related to your tape allergy. She said, again, because when you are intubated, there's tape on your mouth, there's tape on your eyes. I think it's related to that. I personally don't, but whatever. So she gave me 5 days of oral steroids, and then she put me on an H2 antihistamine. What is it? H2 Pepsid is what it is. I can't even remember all the medical terms from nursing school. So Pepsid blocks histamine from the gut. And so I'm on Zyrtec in the morning, Pepsid at noon, actually twice a day, Benadryl at night, oral steroids, and I still have the 2 steroid injections that were in my system, and my ears still itch, and you can't really see anything with my eyes anymore, and you can barely see what's going on with my lips anymore. I don't know what is going on, but it has been intense and it has been severe, and I'm hoping and praying that after this dose of steroids is done, that everything is suppressed and everything goes away. So me with my nurse brain, right, and being the researcher that I am, I'm like, something is going on. I've never had this kind of reactions to anything before, so let me kind of figure out what's going on. So one thing that I found from interviewing people, from searching in the different bariatric Facebook groups that I'm in, and from going online and looking at research journals and articles, is that a lot of people tend to develop allergies once they have weight loss surgery. And one of the main reasons is your stomach, when it is 100%, has a lot of digestive enzymes that break down food, break down, dairy, proteins, and other things like that before it actually hits your intestines. Well, when 80% of your stomach is removed and you only have 20% left and significantly lot less digestive enzymes to break down that food, guess what? A lot of that stuff is going straight to your intestines almost in its original form. It certainly has all of those allergens and different things that cause us to react inside of it. And so, do I know if I'm having a food allergy? Not yet, because I have the steroids. I can't really get tested and get an allergy test yet. I do have an appointment to see the immunologist, but it's several weeks off. But I do know, I've talked to several people in my bariatric groups. Immediately after the surgery, they were either allergic to dairy, or they were allergic to seafood or shellfish, or so many different things as related to the weight loss surgery. That was not something that I was aware of. And I thought my due diligence in research, and I'm like, please God, don't let me be allergic to something that I just really, really love, like shrimp and, fish and different things like that. Because I'm like, I can only eat 3 or 5 bites of it anyway. Just please, please, please don't let that be the case. But you just never know. So that's something that I wish I would have known. And another thing, when you're going through weight loss surgery and when you go through ketosis, when your body is burning fat instead of carbs, right? Because we're on such low carb diets, and normally that's what your body uses for fuel, is burning carbohydrates. But when you're burning fat instead of carbohydrates, you go through something called ketosis. Ketosis gives your breath and your body a certain type of odor. And so we when we were flying home on the plane, and I was talking to my husband was like, did you brush your teeth this morning? And I was like, yes. He was like, oh my God, oh, you're gonna kill me. So, like, For about the first week, I could tell I was in ketosis. They say it's a fruity. It was not fruity. To me, it was more like celery. And I could even smell it like under my armpits, in my genitalia. I could smell like celery. And I'm like, why am I smelling like celery? So it is something that happens. Thankfully, I'm a two shower a day girl anyway. You could not be a 2 shower girl or guy day per day person. When you're going through something like this, because your body's going to change and it's going to smell, it's going to be different. Now, a lot of people say that smell does not come until like month 2 or month 3. I know that people have had to change. I personally use aluminum deodorant and that's been fine. But some people have to change their deodorant. Some people will go and buy like chlorophyll drops, or there's some other pills you can get on Amazon that actually change the way that you smell. Your body does do some different things. So when you have flatulence, aka gas, it's going to be different than it's ever been, right? When you go to have a bowel movement, it is going to be way different than it's ever been. But I will say for me, it was just really that first week, and I feel like my body is so normal now. That's not always the case for everybody. I know some people really struggle. I know, I just saw in one of the groups, somebody's like, it's been 15 days and I had a BM. I'm like, girl, please, no, So everybody is different. I'm just sharing my experiences with you, and I'm trying to stay away from this light because it's coming in through my window here. So I'll go ahead and wrap this up. But that's my week 2. I'm 14 days out. I feel great. I'm losing weight. I'm not having a lot of side effects. I'm still dealing a little bit with the allergic reaction, but hopefully after this pack of steroids, I will be feeling a lot better than that. So I'll come back next week when I'm 3 weeks out and let you know how I'm doing, and I hope you found this helpful. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.